So, these are the chalks. It's getting quite dark, but I'm so eager to try them out. Very excited. They cost me about, oh gosh, I don't know what Amazon, I don't think Amazon included a single invoice. No one's, if it saves trees being cut down by only having digital invoices, I guess that helps. But usually you always get paper invoices, but lately I've been. Did I get a single paper invoice, or did I just throw them away? Did I throw them away without thinking? I don't think. So do Amazon, when they ship themselves the products, they ship themselves even. They no longer give out paper invoices, it seems, because it just suddenly dawned on me. Not a single. Sometimes they hide it behind because they just print out your postal address on the invoice, so they fold that part behind the address. So if you go behind the sellotape or whatever of your address, you'll find the invoice. But I don't think they did that either. It wasn't a thicker thing. So anyway, I'm opening these up, so I don't know how much they cost, but I can check online. I guess they cost me about £5, just at a guess, £5 to £8. Oh wow, they do look like crayons or chalk. So that's the empty box. I'll do some more tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'll use them today anyway, so my proper review or whatever will be tomorrow. I could do a blog view or something. A blog view or something. Oh, by the way, what did you dream about? I dreamt about an amusement park, marshmallows. Maybe it's because it was Valentine's Day yesterday. I don't have a Valentine's, unfortunately. I know, it's so sad. But my mind somehow ended up on it. That seller from eBay sent me some love hearts, which was nice and very random. I don't know who they were, but that was nice anyway. So that was my Valentine's Day. But yeah, as I went to sleep, I started thinking. I wrote it down on Google Chrome. I hope I can recognise what I was babbling on about. I often write notes when I'm in and out of sleep. Ideas come into me. So I wrote it on my phone, Google Chrome on my phone. It was about basically just in case I wanted to do this for real someday. I was running an amusement park and. I don't know if it was Valentine's Day that day, but anyway, it was like I half knew it was a dream and I half didn't, because I guess I was kind of waking up as I say. At some point I was awake because I remember writing it on my phone, the idea. So maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe during the sleep, it was fully as though I was an amusement. What would you call them? Attendant or something? Some sort of designer or technician, whatever. I guess I was like the lead. Yeah, it was my venture. I created a whole amusement park apparently. And then when I woke up, I thought, oh wow, that was a dream. But let's do this for real. So, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. So it was about marshmallows. And basically the idea, I don't know if this was when I woke up it turned into this, or it was this in a dream, but one or the other or both. The idea was there were two people, whether a male, female, two males, whoever you want. I guess with some sort of romantic connection, or you could do it with friends, of course. It could be about friendship, a certain a friendship type of romance, a type of lovely friendship. So I don't know. I don't know how it would get. I do not know how it would get by health and safety people. But the idea basically was people were plonked on giant marshmallows that were moving. Like there were no seat belts as far as I remember. So I think this idea needs some tweaking to. It wasn't fast moving, but I guess it's kind of safe-ish. But I just imagine these giant marshmallows. I think in the dream in the amusement park, they literally were giant marshmallows. So what's better texture, so it would work as long as people don't start eating the very seats they are sat upon. Talk about losing your seat in an election. So I was Yeah, and I think I was showing a friend round. I think it was Jaden, a friend of mine. I think I was showing him around, and he was like, I don't know if he was criticising or he was saying it was good. I can't remember. He was like skeptical. I think so. I was showing him around. I said, no, no, this is going to be good. We're going to have two people. They're going to sit on marshmallows, and this kind of. And I think it gets even funnier. I think that was the only ride in my whole amusement park. I mean, it's unique. But now I come to think about it, it's a bit strange that there's this amusement park where you just sit on marshmallows and oh yeah, but there's the added bit. I don't know if I made this up when I woke up and before I fell back to sleep or not, but you would get a photograph, so there would be a moment where it would ask you to kiss your partner or your friend, and then later this bit, I think I was definitely awake when I did that. I started thinking, okay, that was an interesting dream. Now how would we do this in real life? I was thinking when I had my um, entrepreneurial hat on, instead of my slightly absurd hat on. No, there's creativity is good when it's absurd. But I started thinking, why no? Maybe we could give people like an album, a digital album, and also people could, before they come to the amusement park, they could send us videos and photographs. That was it. So when they're at a certain part of the or even the whole journey, there's like a screen around them, and it shows you their life. And then I know it sounds strange now adding that up with the dream, and then suddenly it pauses and says, no, you have to kiss your wife or something. See, when you say it out loud, it sounds a bit strange, but in my head, you got to imagine I was sleeping, I was daydreaming, and it also, oh, that's so cute. But now I say it out loud, it sounds a bit absurd. But I remember as I started waking up, I was thinking, how much should we charge? £5? But then I thought, oh no, it might have to be more to meet electricity costs, unless we can have so many people on per hour or half hour. So yeah, but anyway, so if you're riding a marshmallow someday and you wonder what standards have either slipped, or if in your view think of a state, would it be a good idea? Who may be responsible. I think there was a charm to it. I think it's a very cute idea, but I'm not sure how to. But maybe someday I'll chase it up, a marshmallow theme park. I don't know. There's a strange dream. But it's so there's also seriousness, because I think I was showing around my friend Jade, and he was like, I had the papers or something, and I was saying, yeah, this is our business. We've got this great idea. People are queuing up to ride giant marshmallows. I don't know. It was a good idea, I think. I have other things to focus on right now, but I can incorporate it into one of my existing projects, giant marshmallow. I don't know how they would move, apart from the obvious. A moving plate or something underneath, but not a cooking plate, but how you would do it safely. But yeah, I think one of the ideas, whether I was asleep or awake at the time, was one idea came. I think it was when I was awake, maybe when I was starting to try and make sense of all of this. I was thinking it would be done so you would sink into the middle, so when you're pushed about, you'd be quite safe if there's a big dimple, a big gravity is pulling you, sort of. So quite a very soft marshmallow, but not too soft. It's sort of has some sort of stability. So you need to get to the consistency right. Yeah, that was my dream. That's all I remember. I was creating a marshmallow amusement park for romantic lovers and friends to come by and share their love for one another. Maybe a big hit at Valentine's Day, but maybe not so busy other times of year. Although that would be sad, of course, because you should be enjoying love every day. So we can make this into business, can't we? A nice cosy community-based philanthropic business. I think so. We can do it. You and I together. We can unleash marshmallows upon the world, unsuspecting customers. But yeah, there are some kinks we need to iron out. Yeah, there are some slight fundamental problems. But predominantly children and adults walking up to the and eating the marshmallows, destroying our investment, destroying our seats. So what if it rains, and I don't know. So maybe not actual marshmallows, just something similar. So anyway, that was my dream. So yeah, it's getting a bit dark, so I'll be doing. I'm sure I won't actually start using until tomorrow, and they're fairly thin. So if you're planning to use them regularly, I imagine they may may run out. I'm not sure. So anyway, we've got 10. I'm not sure how long each colour would last, and obviously it depends on how you want your highlights. It's good because I remember a few, actually for the last maybe a couple of years, I've been researching highlights for different, hair, for trying to approach how you work it out for different people, hair colours and stuff. And I kept eventually I think I found some sites that seemed appropriate, but yes, I'm glad I came across these may be a solution, particularly for when we're doing acting and stuff, if it's safer and kinder on the hair. I remember you may have heard Gillian Anderson said she was told, because she wears a wig now when she plays Scully, although she's now says she's no longer doing Scully, she's finished her final season, but she found I think she started in season 10, and we're now on season 11. She wears a wig. She was told if she kept dyeing her hair would eventually fall out. So obviously, that highlights how dangerous and how damaging these products can be. You have to be so careful with them. There have been all sorts of bad experiences people have had with them, and so even that, whereas from what it sounds like, she's not instantly allergic, but because she's been doing it so much, it started damaging her hair. So you have to be careful. So again, I can't speak for the safety of these. I need to investigate. But if these turn out to be good, these could be a good alternative, certainly for temporary hair colouring. So we'll see how it goes, how it looks on hair. I'm very intrigued. Maybe I can check on my. Oh no, I think I'm uploading videos. My download speed might have stalled, otherwise I'll check on my Amazon account. Excuse me a second. Hi Barry, your package was delivered. Oh, I know, don't you worry. Don't you worry your little cotton socks. Amazon. Shop Amazon. Let's see if the otherwise I suppose my it does have some battery power, my mini router. Yeah, I think it's oh no, it's dying again, I believe. Let's quickly charge it up. There we go. So let's switch. Here we go. Hang about. There we go. Oh, it was connecting automatically to it apparently. Your orders. Don't have all Levine's eyes look very dark. I'm looking at the reflection in the on my laptop of what's behind me. Levine's eyes look very dark from her makeup. Because it's getting dark in here, it shows up even more. It's hard to see the right, and underneath her eyes look very dark now. There's a problem connecting to Amazon. Hang on a second, please. I think my broadband hasn't kicked in yet. What do you mean? Oh, okay. Oh, I ran out of data, maybe. What? Really? Already? How? I really do need to upgrade my broadband. Here we go. I'm going to quickly check for you, and for myself as well. I'm interested. I should have freedom pop allowance. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Amazon, thank you very. Oops. Q. What do you mean Q? I can spell, you know. Yeah, there's a problem connecting to Amazon right now. Please try again. Oh, I haven't turned my data. You have to turn on data connection, of course. Oh no, it's what? Okay. Decided to turn itself on. Bit confident today, aren't you? Okay, but why are you going slow still? Freedom Pop's not normally slow. I have Freedom Pop data, I'm sure I do. I think it's still trying to use the Wi-Fi, so let's just turn it off for a moment. Hopefully forcing it to use Freedom Pop. Okay, but now it says I'm on license. Oh no, data connection isn't turned on. That's right, it's right. I was thinking for some reason right was turned on. Here we go, 3G. Freedom Pop uses the 3 network as well. Well, okay, here we go. Satellite radio. I don't know where I got that saying from. I don't know where I get anything from. Unlimited fast free shopping. Stop advertising Prime at every second, Amazon. Now they taunt you, and now they have in their listings, only for Prime members, but in public listings, whatever account you have, only with Prime members can you get this. Not just at this price. Now only certain items Prime members can get. So there's a bit of a upper class thing going on. Well, 100 items delivered today apparently. Expected by 16th, 15th. Delivered yesterday. Delivered today. Expected. Hold on. Wait for it. Why can't you just show me all together the ones that were coming? Oh, I bet the one that the image isn't showing. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Satellite to radio. Okay, maybe nice. Kind of awfully slow today, Freedom. It's like, are you having Wi-Fi problems in England? Because it seems like everywhere in England, Freedom Pop. Freedom Pop uses a 3 network. You guess that could figure, but Freedom Pop 3, they all seem to be slow. Where's product details? View order details. Buy it again. Steady on. Parcel was handed to resident. £112.73. Did I really spend that much on just this order? I guess I did. Whoops. It adds up quickly. Maybe did cost £2. Here we go. Hair chalk metallic glitter pens. £9.99. Oh, okay. So it was about £10. And you get 10. So £1 per still. That's interesting. So. We have an interesting thing here. So £1 per colour basically. So let's see how much one lasts. And by the way, it's a bit dark to see, so I have to show you tomorrow. But we have silver, we have purple, we have blue, we have what's that sort of pinky, green, orange, yellow, bright pink, sort of lighter purple, and a red. So interesting colours. Very interesting. So let's see how these highlights work. So this was the 15th of February 2018. I will do a part 2 tomorrow, I hope. Hello everyone, I was just listening to Delta Goodrum, as we all like to do. Just reading before I started to film, it says wet hair slightly. Maybe I'll just dip my fingers into I've got a glass of water here, a mug of water, so maybe I'll just use that rather than going to the bathroom. Remove the cap from the hair chalk, twist chalk to extend the colour, wet hair slightly and apply the chalk using an upward and downward motion without rubbing. Leave for around 30 seconds. The hair chalks have a built-in seal that can last up to 3 days. Take care of your pillows at night, you may need a spare. Wash away by washing your hair with your normal shampoo. Ingredients: octadeconic acid, glycerol, propylene glycol. One's glycol, one's glycol, pigment and water. So there you go. Let's see what these are. So we had a look yesterday. It's not been uploaded yet, but so what colours should we do? Orange would be interesting. My dark, well, not really dark hair, but it's actually quite light. It's actually very light. So let's see now. So I'm supposed to wet hair slightly. How much is slightly? Because I know I'm going to get it wrong somehow. So just dab it, I guess. Just you know, slightly. I guess whatever part of the hair. So if not the whole of your hair, just wherever you're. Remove the cap from the hair chalk. Twist chalk to extend cut. They put it as step 3, but I think ideally it would be best to just wet my hair now. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted by my phone. Make sure I don't get any water on my tablet. It says wet hair slightly. I don't know if that's enough. Got the sun beating on my head as well, so probably you know, it's not a particularly sort of cold today, but sort of warm. So if it's only a little, it will soon disappear if I keep talking as long as I normally do as well. Twist chalk to extend, so remove the cap. So first time opening a cap, is it? Yep. Oh yeah, they do look kind of crayon-y, chalky. This is a very interesting experiment. So you can see it's so again, be careful with the ingredients. Check as with all products, anything you put on your hair, anything you eat, any tablets, vitamins you take, be careful. Do your research. Colour the tips of your hair. Use to colour your plaits. I don't have any plaits, unfortunately. Use with stencils to create fun face and body designs. Colours blend with each other. Use to create multicoloured streaks. Twist chalk to extend the colour. I don't know what on earth you're talking about. I can't twist anything. Oh, okay, it's coming. It's very stiff, I warn you. I mean, you may be much stronger than I, but I had a bit of trouble twisting. You know, especially if those bumpy can hurt yourself a bit. But I think just because it's the first time, it's very stiff. So yeah, it's kind of lipstick-like, I guess. Very sinister. That's very interesting design. Apply the chalk using an upward down motion without rubbing. Leave for around 30 seconds. So they mean don't touch for 30 seconds. So there's nothing else you have to do after. And take care of your pillows at night. You may need a spare. So they said apply the chalk using an upward downward motion without rubbing. So I feel like I'm doing something entirely wrong. Oh, it's very solid. It just about comes onto my finger if you touch it. You should be able to see just about. But it doesn't seem easily. You know, what's it that it could easily get onto your clothes and stuff. Oh yeah, ever so slightly. I can see it starting to come on now. They said don't rub. Yeah, you can just about see. So should come off my fingers okay. That's washing I mean, they say be careful, and of course you should, and obviously wash your hands before eating and so on, but I guess the body's natural oils have already seemed to have made some of it disappear from my finger. Twist chalk to extend the colour, wet hair slightly. Maybe I didn't put enough water in, maybe water on I should say, or maybe I've just been so cautious, I guess, the first time. Oh okay, yeah, now I'm not sure how much to yeah, it feels really like crayons, like I'm putting crayons on my head here. I suspect that these are just crayons secretly, or kind of rebranded crayons, but seems to be working interestingly well. No, they're slightly different to crayons. There's something a bit different, but it's I've no idea really what I'm doing. I'm just so yeah, so I give myself a multicoloured head maybe. Let me just. I'm obviously using the screen as a mirror. And then he puts orange on his head. It was bound to happen sooner or later. That's what happens when my hand jerked. Whoops, accidentally / purposely. So it kind of feels like you're putting a crayon on your head, on your hair, and on your head in my case. What the hell? What the heck? I've been attacked by birds again. Yesterday there was something invisible attacking me. Today it seems to be coming off my skin fairly well. So they've designed it well in that respect. And I mean, yeah. Oh wow, there's a lot of orange there. So yeah, already it seems okay. I mean, seems it's only one colour, but I can see the idea. I can see clearly that I have no idea what I'm doing, and but I can see the obviously I can't speak for how long it's last. They claim up to 3 days. Obviously that depends on what you're doing with your hair. Oh wow, it's coming off a lot now, and stuff, and what products you use and stuff. But and the temperature, I guess, how hot and cold it is. I imagine in colder temperatures it's going to last longer. It's very painless, just from my personal experience. It's very convenient. No mixing chemicals and stuff. Very obviously, again, it contains its own chemicals or whatever that you need to research to check they're safe for you. But from my experience, it's very I've seen to have used quite a bit already. So I don't know precisely how long they last, how long the stick is. Presumably it reaches to around there, I guess, but maybe not quite. But yeah, it's actually there might actually be a bit resting into the thingy, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a quantity like guide in terms of a unit of measurements. No, there's no reference. There aren't even any instructions inside, just what's on the back. I don't know if other brands have done. I don't know. Oh yeah, I didn't check the. I was meant to check the patents, but there's no reference to a patent. Or I mean, I don't know if it's such a simple product. It'll be hard to get a patent somehow. Oh no, it's just another barcode underneath. No reference to patent. No patent pending or patent applied or patent approved or patent number. So yeah, that's orange in a strange I have no idea what I'm doing kind of way. Now I've got so much on my hands. It's coming off already, yeah. It's coming off by itself quite naturally. So they say oh yeah, I know what I'm doing wrong. Yeah, because I was still tempting to rub the I was saying to myself don't rub, but I kind of was as well. I think you're supposed to do broad strokes. I think I'm not sure. I don't know, but I don't know. I think I just like how smooth and silky it feels on my short hair when I move this crayon along or chalk. They say it's chalk, but I don't know if it has a chalk chalky composition. I'm not too sure. And I'm getting it on my head again, but I'm just I like how it feels on my now that's, I know that's nowhere near neat or any kind of let's just see how that looks, if it's sort of oh well, yes, it gets a bit orangey, a bit sticky, but you are supposed to leave it after putting it on, so that's, I'm sure after a while it goes nice. So I think it's more about painting, I think, rather than trying to rub it on, which I think although I was trying not to do, I think I was ending up doing. I think it's more just paint, so sort of just touch, but with a bit of pressure, I'm guessing. So you sort of, I don't know. Well, they said in an upward, although they did say in an upwards and downwards. It's an interesting idea. Oh wow, I've used up quite a bit. It's an interesting idea. even if probably. How much did we say? £10? I did this on a different video. I think about £10. So it might get quite expensive to do regularly. Whereas maybe a one-off for a party or something. Maybe. Almost having to oops, there we go. Almost having to turn some up now for the first time. Let's see just how much there is, because they start to rob all these type of devices normally when there's not much more to go. Okay, it doesn't wobble in this case. You just can't turn it anymore. Also, that's not a great deal. I mean, considering what's on my head, I know some ended up on my forehead, but it's not. So this could be quite expensive to do a lot. I mean, even just doing a little bit of your hair, because if you did this regularly, I mean, that's what that's not. Is that about half of its length of the whole device. The actual chalk is about half. Because obviously, remember, there's a little bit being used, but I don't know, no, more than half. I don't know, but anyway, it's not a great deal of length. Considering, I mean, maybe I've been doing it wrong, and it depends how much highlights you've been doing. I mean, assumably, I have been doing it wrong. But it's an interesting idea, anyway. I'm just trying to practice getting it all in a particular part of my head. Just trying to, because there's still so many fair hair, grey hair, whatever selectors appropriate. Basically non-orange hairs. There's still so much. No, it's interesting, and if it lasts a few days, now my head looks even stranger. I'm turning into like a Super Saiyan Sonic the Hedgehog, aka Super Sonic, which they stole from Dragon Ball Z, by the way. I'm getting. Oh well, now that looks a bit something. I'm not sure what it looks now. Has stopped halfway through. Oh wow, that looks amazing. Oh no, that doesn't look amazing. No, that kind of I don't know what I was going to say. It kind of looks better. Something's going on now, but I'm not sure what. I'm not, because I mean, I didn't have a particular style in mind anyway, so I was just experimenting. So I'm not really sure what I'm looking for, which is a good thing, of course, to be random. Why does it look grey now? I mean, I don't know what's going on here. And now it looks red. I mean, I need to go and look in a bright mirror to see how it looks to me. But well, no, that's not bad. As in, I can see the potential. For somebody who knows how to apply these products in the hands of somebody competent, I can understand. And it's hard putting these products on yourself. You need another person, really. We need to get some more volunteers. Oh gosh, I've got it all over my hands and head now. But it's interesting. I mean, it's not quite Super Saiyan, but it's. Oh, do we have a yellow? Oh, we do have a yellow. We have a. And suddenly it all comes together. We have a yellow. Now I know how we can do Super Saiyan for our Dragon Ball Z videos. Now it's all coming together so brilliantly. Oh, it's all coming together. I'll do that in another video, or I might be able to do it today. But no, I think for today I'll leave with orange. Mostly so I can do a test. I mean, as far as I know, it's not going to give me any health problems, but also be time to check that it doesn't cause any kinds of issues or anything. But also because they claim it can last up to 3 days. We'll see how I can give a update on how it deteriorates. Because obviously your hair has natural oils and stuff, so we'll see how it breaks down. But then maybe I'll try yellow and do a Super Saiyan experiment. That will be interesting. I just need to clean my hands really now. That's the main problem, but that's because I was touching it. You weren't supposed to be touching, really, I don't think so. I was just trying to style it with my hands. But as I say, in the hands of somebody competent, it would be even better, I'm sure. But this do seem a bit expensive to be doing. I mean, to cover my whole head in yellow, I think that's going to use the whole yellow stick. So a few different things to think about. One would be if the company does packages of the same colour. So, for example, then we could just order 10 yellow sticks for when. So then that way we wouldn't have to keep buying different colours. I like using different colours too. Pardon me, but I mean for a particular project you might just want one colour. So and hopefully they could reduce the price because they're about £10. I think these cost. Oh yeah, that's right. So I remember saying £1 per stick. So I mean, I guess in a way that's not bad, but they don't really last. They don't seem to be lasting that long. So I don't know. I think I'd prefer 50p per stick at the most, maybe. So that would obviously be £5 for 10. That would work out as if you could only buy in 10 again. But it's an interesting idea. I mean, if we're going to give a simpler rating alongside our discussion, don't know, maybe 5 to 6 out of 10. Just from the initial impressions, I can see potential. Well, and obviously I'm being influenced by price as well, so put that separate for a moment and just look at the product. The product seems relatively safe, as long as obviously you're being responsible, and obviously it depends on your unique circumstances. It might not be safe for you, so you'd have to check. But for myself, it seems relatively safe, relatively easy to apply, and once you get the hang of it, I guess, which I have not got the hang of yet. The idea is brilliant. I like the idea of no mixing chemicals, no strong smells or anything. It can get on your hands, but then again, you aren't supposed to touch it, so that's my fault. I don't know how it stains on clothing, because I've managed to avoid clothing, and I guess we'll see in the morning whether it ends up on my pillow or not. So all in all, product-wise, about 6 to 7 out of 10 with the potential to rise, I guess. But in terms of pricing, I'd say about 4 or 5 out of 10, I guess. 4 or 5. Bit expensive and a bit. But if you're a casual user, I guess it's very okay, because there's to be a certain. There would just be one-off use more, and you'd be able to condone the purchase easier, maybe. So for casual users, but for long-term users, I think it's a bit expensive. So but maybe they'll go down in price, maybe. I need to go and wash my hands, and I now have orange on my head, so it's going to be interesting to see who says, "Oh, Barry, you've dyed your hair, that's nice," and I'm going to be like, "Oh yeah, no, it is nice. It was a complete accident." Okay, I don't know if I think it's funny, maybe I was just looking at it differently, but upon returning from the mirror, I can now see in my screen what I could see in the mirror. Although it's still not quite so bright, you might not see it so much, but in the mirror anyway, it's looked much better, much clearer. So I definitely, if you can do it in the mirror to begin with as well, you might get an idea of how it's looking, but it doesn't look as bad as I thought it did. So anyway, that's just a random experiment. Now I need to go and I might add some more to even it out or something, but I was just washing my hands with my forehead. Be careful, because when I was washing my forehead, I think I was washing some of the dye, the chalk or whatever from my hair, so be careful. You may take some off of your hair, but it seemed to come off okay for my skin in my experience. So anyway, and adding about price, I do think it's a good point. That I can't remember how much this costs, but I think permanent, they can be about £10 anyway, so it depends, and you might have to do it, although I guess every few months more, but so in terms of initial price, they may be about the same, but semi-permanent to permanent hair dye, I guess, is cheaper in the long run. But anyway, I need to go and see if people will start asking me questions about my head, so I'm going to wander around and maybe put some more on my head and try to work it out a bit. But anyway, it looks it's an interesting idea, and I've only used one colour so far. I wonder how blue will look. I wanted about blue in my hair once, blue highlights. I will be back later. Hello everyone, so I'm just uploading a video, and it's the 19th of February 2018 at 10:09 AM. I'm waiting for a call from the doctor in I think think about 4 hours time. I think it's scheduled for. So I hope that for that will be of some use. So I'm not really awake yet, as you may be able to tell. I've not eaten or anything. Just had a drink, and I've got to try and. I've lost my vitamin D tablets. They seem to have disappeared. Maybe I used them all and I forgot. I have these vitamin C that taste horrible, so to try and stomach one of these at least. So yeah, but anyway, the reason I didn't want to talk about those horrible tablets. I wanted to talk about these before I forget. I think you should be able to tell most of my there's just a little bit of orange here, ever so slightly. So I think it was about 3 days as they prophesized, predicted. I don't know if I was supposed to be wetting my hair, but surely that would make it come out sooner, if anything. So I'd say the immediate downside is that it does come off while you're sleeping. So it does come off while you're sleeping. So I often wake up with an orange arm. You may not be able to see, but there's even there's a slight hint of it today even. It does come off on your pillow. Maybe I applied it wrong or something, but so combine it. So I guess it's going to be my first overall summary. So I've just applied once, bear in mind, in just one colour, but from what we've seen so far, taking into account the cost, which was about £9.99, so about £1 per chalk per colour. Per coloured chalk, that it gets used up fairly quickly, just applying a little, and that it seems to come off quite easily. I would recommend that these may be best for acting, for actors, and for anyone wishing to do a very temporary, which they are aimed at a temporary hair dye, but I mean with the view to washing off before you go to bed, so even more temporary, because they do, at least in my experience, and I don't know what maybe certain temperatures will help them stay in better, but it's not been overly hot here. It's been cold and then a little warm, sometimes hot, but it's been, I don't know, it's not been anything extravagant heat-wise, but I would recommend maybe if you own your own acting film studio type project, these may be good for actors wanting to do a one-off for a particular scene, even a slight customization or something, or anyone who's not acting but wants to experiment, because on the plus side, they seem, just in my personal experience, I can't say how they will be for you, but for me they seem extremely safe. We looked, there was only like 4 main ingredients, wasn't there? 4 main ingredients was all that there was. They're very they're much more approachable. So the idea is good. The safety aspect is, of course, that's brilliant. That's a really good, but price-wise they're a bit pricey, considering they seem to get used up quite quickly. But I guess I wasn't applying them the best way, maybe, so I need to work on my idea. So when I'll wait for the Vegeta costume to arrive, but then maybe I'll do a yellow. See if I can cover much of my hair with yellow. For a Super Saiyan look. We'll see how much of the chalk, keep going to call them crayons, how much of the chalk that uses, but they do have a sort of crayon-esque vibe about them. But so I mean, they're not bad. It was a good experiment. Maybe I'll donate the rest to Reach. Maybe we can use the rest for acting purposes solely. I mean, I certainly, if they were reduced, I would buy them again, definitely. But at £10, I'm not sure if I would. I mean, for specific projects in mind, I guess. But yeah, really, if I can find them cheaper, definitely. But also in terms of, I guess, reducing packaging and air miles and being overall better for the environment. It'd be better if they lasted longer, or I don't know, they could cram more substance into each chalk stick, whatever. So there are those considerations as well. They don't. Maybe they've only just launched this year or last year or something. So maybe they'll improve their recipe. But the idea is good. I think the idea is brilliant, and the safety, from my limited perspective, the improve the safety, so they don't have henna or any of whatever the permanent and semi-permanent hair dyes have. So they seem considerably safer. You get 10 different colours, so that's good. So it's not an overall bad package as such, I would say, but I'd call it an unfortunate package, if you know what I mean, because there's that annoying sense. There's something good, but there's also something not quite so there about it all. So it's an unfortunate package. The idea is good. It seemed relatively safe. As long as you apply safely and check that you don't have any personal allergies or anything. But I don't know. I can see us burning through. I can see me by myself burning through them. How am I going to cut? I don't think I'll be able to cover. I know they were designed for highlights. Bear in mind, they're not designed for covering your whole head. But as I seem to have used the orange stick, like most of it, just covering part of my head. But I think I may have been applying it wrong, and I think I was getting carried away, because they are meant as highlights. But I mean, I'm curious, would I be able to even cover half of my head with this? So they just seem to have quite limited use. But no, I think if you use them more how I think they imagined, if you just very small streaks here and there, I think they'd last longer. So with that in view, I guess we could say we could upgrade our view a little. I mean, if we're going to give a more simplistic rating out of, say, 10, I guess then we could give some consideration to potentially suggesting to have a power of maybe 6 to 7 out of 10, maybe 7.5. The idea is good. The price is not quite right, I don't think. And I don't know, just some issues, but overall it's hard. It's an unfortunate example, because it's there's some good stuff there, but I guess I'm not quite sure how to use them. So if you're just using them for if you're buying them and using them once a month or whatever, then of course they'll last longer, and I don't know, they might, even though you're getting the same amount of use out of them, it stands to reason. I don't know, in your mind you might be able to justify it. Just so I guess I'm thinking I have a slightly wrong view of how to use them. So I mean, but they would still, even if you're not using them often, you'd still perhaps burn free. But we'll see. We'll see how the Super Saiyan look goes. Certainly they're good. They might be good things to have in our studio, so I might buy some more. But I think the overall feeling is I'll probably be spurred into buying more once, and if it happens that the price is reduced, once and if the price is reduced. So I think that's the consensus. I think that's what I'm saying to myself here. But overall they're not bad. So I'd say about 6 or 7 out of 10. So if you can, maybe look for a cheaper price. Maybe they're being sold outside of Amazon. I'll have to check the brand and what retailers are licensed. If there's because with some products, I don't know how they do it, but some manufacturers have a way of sort of dictating who sells their products, which is a bit annoying. So they get funny about that. I think there's a dress company. I don't know if it was not Primark. No, I don't know. One of the some stores somewhere. They're very particular about what retailers sell their now maybe it's Avon I'm thinking of. So that they try and which I thought was illegal. But apparently there's some manufacturers can have some sort of say over who sells their products, which sounds very counterproductive. But I mean, I can sort of see some very small logic. But at the end of the day, it doesn't feel right. It's not something I would do as a manufacturer unless you was extremely worried about, I don't know, some dodgy retailer getting hold of your products, but and then you'd fight it on an individual basis. I would have thought. So I don't know, but maybe maybe these have quite a limited. I don't know. We'll have to see if they're available. I bet if I type these into eBay, I could find them straight away. So I imagine they're on eBay, and whether officially approved or not. So we'll see. And also bear in mind. Particularly prevalent on eBay is multi deals. I did this when I was in retail, so obviously because the minimum burden of postage is so high, so obviously one way we'd help customers by reducing the price, and sometimes customers misunderstand, they think it's a scam. It's the complete opposite, is because postage is so high. So what we do is when you buy 2 lots or something, we reduce the price, because say for example, these are probably a good example, it costs the same amount to post 2 as it would 1, so it's not a scam to entice you, but obviously it can only be given when you order multiple, because it's just the way postage works. People misunderstand the thing. I'm sure some retailers do it with profit in mind, but it's the complete opposite. It's to try and say, Royal Mail, it's minimum of £1 or whatever. Actually, small parcel, I think, was about £2.60 when I last did it for second class. So you have that massive leap, whereas if you're sending say 2 mugs, it may be still £2.60, so then you cut the price. So you may find that on eBay. I don't think you get that so much on Amazon. I'm not sure if you're even allowed to offer discounts. I'm not sure. That's a good question. But on eBay, certainly look out for that, because retailers are so fed up with high postage costs and stuff, so you can get around that. So yeah, that's going to be good. So look around, and yeah, so you can see it I think ended up so. Yeah, last night and the nights before, and I guess the night before even, and however many nights there were before it, a lot of it ended up on my pillow and my arm. So my left arm seemed to. So you know what? That's a good test, for my bad sleeping habits, because it's one of those. What's the term? I think it's a Latin term or something. But anyway, the point is, it's a good test. It's like one of those things, those inks. It shows what you've been doing while you're sleeping. It's a good highlight, because it's funny that it's the orange hair chalk went on my left arm, so it shows where I was resting my arm while I was sleeping. So it's good, maybe good for sleep studies as well, as long as you don't get it in your mouth or anything.